When the RTX 4060 first came out, it got a lot of hate. People said it wasn't worth the price and they called it underwhelming. But now, in late 2026, with lower prices, more and more people are asking if it's finally become the new budget king. So in today's video, we're going to talk about whether or not this card is actually the best in 2026. The 4060 was always meant to be the efficient lower power card rather than the raw powerhouse. That hasn't changed. But the lower price in 2026 makes it feel a lot more reasonable. What people notice most is how easy it is to live with. It runs cool, it doesn't pull much power, it stays relatively quiet, and it fits easily even in smaller cases. If you want a clean, simple build that doesn't turn your room into a heater, it's a nice option. In everyday gaming, it handles 1080p very well. It's smooth for both new games and old ones, and at 1440p it can do the job too, especially when you use DLSS and frame generation. Those features help it feel more capable. Right now, new cards are selling in the 260 to 330 range depending on deals, and used ones are cheaper. That's a solid drop from launch price, which is why more and more people are considering it seriously now. And when we move on to pros and cons, here's the honest take. On the pro side of things, it runs cool and quiet, it has low power usage, it's good for smaller or clean setups, and it has strong Nvidia features like DLSS and frame generation. But when we move over to the cons, we see it only has 8GB of VRAM, and some newer games are starting to push that, and it's not the strongest option if you want maximum power, and it's also not a big upgrade if you already have a 3060 or better. If you compare it to its other options like the RX 6700 XT, it loses on raw performance, but the 4060 is nicer, especially if you want something cooler, more efficient, and with better Nvidia features like DLSS. It really depends what matters most to you. So who is the 4060 actually good for? It's perfect if you mainly play at 1080p, want a simple build that doesn't need a crazy power supply, or you're going for a smaller case like ITX. It's also solid for people who care about power efficiency and don't want high electricity bills. If you just want something reliable that gets the job done without overcomplicating things, this card fits that description well. Another thing worth mentioning is the timing. A year or two ago, this card felt overpriced for what it delivered, but with newer cards out and prices coming down, it's finally sitting in a sweet spot for budget builders. A lot of people who were waiting for better deals are now actually considering. One common mistake I see is people only buying based on raw specs or what's trending online. They ignore things like power draw, case size, or what resolution they actually play at. The 4060 isn't for everyone, but if your needs match what it's good at, it can be a really smart pick instead of overspending on something bigger. So, is the RTX 4060 the new budget king in 2026? Well, for a lot of people gaming at 1080p who want something affordable and easy to live with, I think it's in a really good spot right now. It's not the most exciting card, but it's a smart, practical choice. If you're on 1440p and want the most power for the least money, a good used AMD card might still be better. My honest take is, if I was building a new budget 1080p PC today, the 4060 would be my pick. But anyways guys, as usual, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you think of the 4060. But without further ado, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.